do want to start this video by speaking about Ronald Araujo's future. I am going to be explaining exactly why I'm bringing this up for this video, because this is going to be about Hansi Flick's future project and what players he should be revolving around. So let's talk about Ronald Araujo first. It says here, according to multiple sources, that Araujo has been considering on leaving this month. Barcelona knows Ronald Araujo is very unhappy. We also do have some sources coming from Italy that have claimed Araujo, a defender for FC Barcelona, has agreed to a potential transfer to Juventus this month, with Juventus pushing for a loan move. Juventus is currently in need of defensive reinforcements due to injuries to key players like Bremer and Juan Cabal, influencing their interest in Araujo. Negotiations are ongoing between Juventus and FC Barcelona, with Juventus aiming to finalize the transfer by the end of this week. And then we do have another reporter coming from Sport, located in Spain, that have claimed Juventus believe they can convince Ronald Araujo. Barcelona do not want to let Araujo leave for anything less than 45 to 50 million euros, the very minimum. Juventus are very serious about him. So I am going to go into greater detail about Araujo's potential transfer to Juventus in a separate video. But the reason why I want to bring this topic up is because Araujo is not the only player that might be leaving and does not want to renew with Barcelona. Surprisingly, the other player that is in a similar situation is Frankie de Jong. And so let's quickly talk about him. Back on June 28th, 2022, it was said that at that time, right, Ronald Koeman stated that Frankie de Jong expressed his desire to stay at FC Barcelona regardless of what was going on between the player and Manchester United. He wanted to stay at Barcelona and nothing more. Back in early 2023, Barcelona began working on a contract renewal with Frankie de Jong, with reports indicating that Frankie de Jong would reduce his salary to commit to the club beyond 2026. This was part of an effort to keep him at the club despite interest from other teams like Man United, where he was a top target for Erik ten Hag, once again at that time. Fast forward to December 17th, 2024, after seeing that Frankie de Jong has not responded to any renewal offer, Barcelona once again showed up and they opened contract talks with Frankie de Jong and Ronald Araujo, aiming to extend their contracts before they enter the final 12 months. And on January 2nd, 2025, which was about 4 days ago, Frankie de Jong discussed his potential contract renewal in an interview. He did state that he loved his life at Barcelona and emphasizing the importance of feeling he can contribute a lot on the pitch. He also said that he's not going to commit on staying at Barcelona forever, and he also explained that he's very disappointed at the amount of trophies he has won at FC Barcelona ever since he left Ajax 6 years ago. He expected to win much more. So once again, why am I talking about this? Why am I bringing up Ronald Araujo's future and Frankie de Jong's future? Well, here's the thing. These are two players that we're talking about right now that are captains of FC Barcelona. That's a big deal, and that's a serious issue. This is the reason why I am making this video, is because I do think that there needs to be a change in who is the captains within FC Barcelona, and most importantly, which is going to be the main meat of this video, who should be the main players Hansi Flick should revolve his project around. And so right now, we do have Ter Stegen, Frankie de Jong, Araujo, Rafinha, and Pedri as our captains. We do not know if Frankie de Jong and Araujo are committed as much as they used to be, but this image does not look good because, for example, if we go back to 2015, our captains were Xavi, Puyol, Messi, Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets. We knew at that time that those were 5 players that would die for this club and would die for this badge. They were fully committed. Any contract renewal, they would sign it immediately. And seeing the captains today is like, who is really in charge? What is the general feeling of the leadership inside this club? Because it does not seem like it's looking good. And this is very important, right? We must know who is our main captains and who is our main players for the rest of this project under Hansi, because it gives us the team identity and the style of play. When you do have established players often embody the club's philosophy and style of play, it does allow the club to build a team identity that resonates with fans and reflects the club's heritage or strategic direction. With Frankie de Jong and Araujo, the way that they have been acting, this is not okay. It also gives us the leadership and the culture, right? Veteran players can serve as leaders on and off the pitch. We do not know what Araujo and Frankie de Jong are doing at the moment, right? Like, what type of tone are they setting? What type of team culture is being built? So going into the summer of 2025, this is going to be Barcelona's last transition before we head towards Joan Laporta potentially not being the president of this club. So it's important for us, right, to going into that summer, that we take out what does not work and fine-tuning certain areas by signing key players across Europe. So first, let's talk about the main players for Hansi Flick's FC Barcelona. Who are the immovable ones and who is the future of this project? Moving on to player number 1, and that is Lamine Yamal, right? He is immovable. He is the main image of Hansi Flick's FC Barcelona, and at the age of 17 years old, right, Lamine Yamal has shown exceptional maturity, skill, and football intelligence. His performances have often been compared to those of Lionel Messi, and that is because he does seem like he is a generational talent. talent, and his ability to play with both feet, his vision on the field, and his knack for scoring and assisting has made him a cornerstone of the team's attack. He has also had record-breaking performances, like Lamine Yamal has achieved some milestones in La Liga, the Champions League, and the Spanish national team. He's not only the youngest to start and score in many competitions, but also has contributed significantly to matches with his goal involvements. He also shows great versatility and adaptability. The fact that he can play in all three sides of the front line is really good. He can also play as an attacking midfielder, as a right winger, and maybe even as a false nine. So Lamine Yamal has been instrumental in both domestic and international competitions. His performances in the 2024 Euros, where he won the Young Player Award, showcased his ability to perform in high-stake games. I mean, like, look at what he did recently against Athletic Club. He scored a goal and placed Barcelona 2-0 up. And the fact that he was able to do this after returning from injury and not playing 4 to 5 matches before this, it does showcase his importance to this team. Barcelona do need Lamine Yamal. And so currently this season, he has played 22 matches, has 6 goals and 11 assists, making it his best season so far. Moving on towards player number 2, and that is Pedri. I believe that Pedri is a player that has no problem on focusing on the game, right? Like, we always have these type of like theories and this type of thinking, right? When it comes to like these big time players that, oh, they might get sidetracked because of the money, and maybe they're going to be focusing on trying to look good instead of trying to look good on the pitch, etc. But with Pedri, we know that he is committed and he works even outside of football, right? He takes care of himself. He's only focused on developing his game and nothing more. And when we do talk about players in general, we want to see these players evolve their game. Pedri is one of those players. Pedri has shown remarkable maturity for his age, playing in various midfield roles. We have seen him play on the left wing position before. Back in 2020, we saw him play as a number 8 under Xavi Hernandez, and now under Hansi Flick, he's being played as a central defensive midfielder and being paired with Casado within the double pivot positions. And the fact that he has always shown that he has the ability to control the game's rhythm, make precise passes, dictate play, has always been linked to players like Xavi and Andres Iniesta when they were playing on the pitch, and we're like, oh my god, this is like a reincarnation. And there has definitely been a focus on his physical condition, because in the past 3 to 4 years, we have been questioning, will Pedri ever be fit? Will he ever be reliable? Because I know that it's kind of easy to forget, but let's remember how Pedri's first 2 to 3 years went at Barcelona. He was being injured every 4 to 5 weeks. Like, when he played 4 to 5 weeks of football, he then had to be out for about 2 months because he pulled a hamstring, he had a knee injury, an ankle injury. It was really bad. But this season, things have really changed. Barcelona have employed specific strategies to bolster his physique and reduce injury risk. This includes like tailoring the physical regimen and even genetic muscle analysis to optimize his performances. And that is why he rarely does get injured today, which is really good. And you can see it through his game, his momentum and his rhythm in the match. It's amazing. And Pedri has been pivotal in both club and international matches. His performances in major tournaments like the 2021 Euros and the 2024 Euros have underlined his growing influence, and his capacity to play in nearly every minute of a tournament and still maintain high performance levels speaks to his endurance and tactical importance. And so to me, he's only getting better and better, because not only is he a player that just maintains possession, but he also creates so much opportunities for Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Gavi, and Rafinha. For instance, his passing accuracy, his long balls, his involvement in creating chances inside the box, and his ability to win duels and recover balls are all very important for a Barcelona midfielder, and he has exactly that. So right now, he is ranked in 4th place in the league when it comes to key passes with a total of 31. He's ranked in 3rd place in the league when it comes to passes into the final third with 129, ranked in 2nd place in the league with progressive passes with a total of 150, ranked in 5th place within the top 5 leagues with progressive passes with 150, ranked in 3rd place in the league when it comes to expected assist with 4.3, and he is currently 3 goal contributions away from beating his best goal and assist tally, because so far his best goal and assist tally came through his first season where he scored 4 goals and provided 6 assists. This season, he needs 3 more goal contributions to tie it, because right now he has 4 goals and 3 assists. Moving on towards player number 3, and that is going to be Cubarsi. Cubarsi made his first team debut back in January 2024, 4 days before he turned 17 years old in a Copa del Rey match against Unionistas, and his performance was amazing, it was notable, and it did secure him for further appearances, and he made a rapid progression from there. Xavi Hernandez really did utilize this center back, and that's mainly because Barcelona was struggling from a lot of injuries, but regardless, he rapidly went from just a debut player to a regular starter. His first start came right after his debut, and he made his La Liga debut in that same season, becoming one of the youngest defenders to play for Barcelona in the Spanish top flight. When it comes to the Champions League and the national team, by March 2024, Cubarsi was not only playing for Barcelona in the Champions League, but also made history as the youngest youngest defender to represent the club in his competition. His performances earned him a spot in the Spanish national team, making his debut in a friendly against Colombia at just 17 years old and 60 days. And so he's important for Barcelona by this point, right? His defensive stability is so necessary for this team. It's not even funny. He has been praised for providing leadership and decisiveness in defense with an ability to bring the ball out from the back, very much like Gerard Piqué, and he's very calm under pressure. He has great game understanding and a physical presence that have made him a key part to Barcelona's defensive strategy at the back. When Barcelona is being pressed at the back, you can bet on Cubarsi to take you out of that. And he has also improved his pass completion rate, where back in the 2023-2024 season, his pass completion rate was 91.5, ranking him in 7th place within the league. This season, he's ranked in 2nd place in the league by upping his pass completion rate to 93.4%. So he is one of the best. And then if you look at the amount of touches that he has made with FC Barcelona, he does have a total of 1,541 touches this season, which puts him in 2nd place. Why is this important? It's important because when you have a player like him making that amount of touches with the ball, that is because the team relies on Cubarsi, or that player in general, for them to maintain possession at the back. He is the ideal player. So he has been so good that Hansi Flick also said that the fact that Ronald Araujo has returned, he's going to have to compete with Inigo Martinez for a spot because he's not going to be moving Cubarsi away. Hansi Flick does not want to have a center back pairing of Araujo and Inigo Martinez at the back. Cubarsi has to be there in that defensive line. And just at the age of 17 years old, that is just crazy. Moving on towards the 4th player, and that is going to be Gavi. Gavi just came back from a severe ACL injury, taking him out for 10 to 11 months, and that was a sad day. But ever since Gavi made his return from the ACL injury, he has made an instant impact. I mean, like, go look at what he did against Athletic Club. He just came back, right, about 5 to 6 weeks ago, trying to secure a spot into the 11, and I believe that today Gavi is a starting player under Hansi Flick. He scored a goal in the Spanish Super Cup semifinal against Athletic Club. He provided an assist to Lamine Yamal that led towards Barcelona winning 2-0. He's demonstrating slowly that his ability to perform under pressure and his knack for decisive moments is huge, and he can do that. Gavi's versatility in midfield roles has also been crucial for Hansi Flick. He can play as a central midfielder in a more attacking role as well, or even drop deeper when needed. So he can play next to Casado if he needs to. But as of now, Hansi Flick does trust him as Barcelona's main number 10, and he will fight for a spot against Dani Olmo. And okay, yes, Gavi may not be the most technically gifted player when you compare him to Cubarsi, Pedri, or Lamine Yamal, but what he does have that many players do not have, or at the very least can match him, is that he has the heart and work ethic to be a Barcelona player. Xavi Hernandez even said, I believe a few months ago, that Gavi is known for his heart with legs. Gavi does bring a undisputed level of energy and passion to the team, and his leadership qualities, even at a young age, has been vital for organizing this team, and particularly in high-stake games, where his intensity can inspire a lot of the other players around him. And so I do believe that Gavi will have 10 to 12 more years at this club. Yes, his contract does end in the summer of 2026, but Barcelona really want to renew the player, and Gavi has already given out clues that he will renew with Barcelona, and he plans to stay at Barcelona for a very long time. And now moving on towards the last player, and that is going to be Marc Casadó. Marc Casado's breakthrough season has been in this season. He has transitioned from being a promising youth prospect to a key player in the first team under Flick, and his consistent performances, especially after injuries to first choice midfielders like Pedri, have made him a regular starter. And he has played in the league and also in the Champions League, so he has showcased his ability to step up, because a year ago Cubarsi was not even being considered to be in the squad. I mean, like, he was the former captain to Barca Athletic last season, but he was showing signs that he might leave because he was not being shown the trust by Xavi Hernandez that he can play 90 minutes twice per week. But with Hansi Flick, it has been a completely different story. Hansi Flick wanted a central defensive midfielder back in the summer of 2024. He was looking for players out there, but he noticed that Marc Casadó could be the player that could give him the answers, and Casado did step up. And not just that, but he can also play as a right back when needed. And ever since then, like, Hansi Flick does not even take Marc Casadó out. I believe that Casado has more minutes than Pedri this season, and his leadership is just irreplaceable, because the fact that he has this experience in leading the reserve team to promotion playoffs, all of those qualities do show within the first team today, and his ability to break up play, distribute the ball, and maintain a high pass accuracy has been vital in maintaining Barcelona's possession-based game. One of his best matches that he has had so far did come against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, where he did provide a couple of assists, and against Athletic Club, he has shown good work. He has great understanding of the game and contributing in the holding role a lot. So currently he ranks in 5th when it comes to passes into the final third in the league with a total of 110. Marc Casadó, against the top 7 league under 21 midfielders, is ranked ranked in first place in the following: in passes, in forward passes, in short passes, in progressive passes, passes to the final third, offensive duels won percentage, and tackles. And so lastly, I do want to end it with this. Because we have so many young, bright stars, and because clearly Barcelona do need a change in leadership, and especially within the captains, the fact that we see players like Ronald Araujo and Frenkie de Jong deciding whether they should renew with Barcelona, and the fact that they have not bought into the fact that Barcelona want to continue with these players, it's sad to see, but there needs to be a change because we cannot have two players like that within the captain roles. So to me, I will put it like this: Ter Stegen and Rafinha will still remain as captains for me for the next season. And I say that because Ter Stegen has been with Barcelona since 2014. He has a lot of experience, and I don't believe that anything should be taken away from him. His time is ending, and it's coming very soon with Barcelona, but it's not going to be next season. So I'm going to have Ter Stegen as one of the captains, and the same thing with Rafinha. Rafinha, even though, yes, he does frustrate us a lot, and he does miss a lot, in the end, he has the heart, and he has the hustle, and he has the work ethic to become one of the captains for FC Barcelona. I'm also going to be sticking with Pedri because Pedri has been with us since 2020. He is the main boss of the midfield, and I want him to continue to be just one of the captains. I just think that is right. But this is where things do change, right? I know this is going to sound crazy, but I do think that if we're not going to have Araujo or Frenkie, I want to see Gavi and Casado. Casado and Gavi do have the personality to be captains. They always scream at the players. Yes, you don't have to be screaming at the players to be named as one of the captains like Lionel Messi or someone like Iniesta. But when you show that you go out there and you give 110%, and you also sometimes tell players what to do, and you dictate the gameplay, you deserve to be one of the captains of FC Barcelona. Maybe not the number one, but at the very least one of them. Casado and Gavi do have those traits, and I believe that it's going to be a huge plus for them, because if Casado and Gavi know that they are one of the captains, it's only going to improve their game even more and be even more committed to FC Barcelona. And especially knowing that Gavi and Casado came through La Masia, and I find it insane that today, with the captains that we do have, these 5 players, Ter Stegen, Frenkie de Jong, Araujo, Rafinha, and Pedri, none of them came through La Masia. None. Barcelona need to go back to their roots, and I believe that players like Casado and Gavi do deserve it. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.